What's up everyone? It's me, Jace of herniasurgeryrecovery.com and 5Fitness. And this is me the morning after inguinal hernia surgery at Shouldice Hospital. I'm up to demonstrate how I had to get into bed to try to sit and rest. I have this sharp, constant pain at the surgical site, and I kind of compare it to feeling like I was stabbed and the knife is still in me, and when I move and engage my core, the blade of the knife moves due to the muscles and tissues tugging with my movements, and then this causes more pain. Luckily, my bed can be lowered, so as you can see, that's what I'm doing here, and then this way I don't have to lift my legs as high. I use my arms to help lift my legs so that my muscles don't tense up as much and tug on the surgical site. Now you may notice in the videos that there are some items on the floor like this remote holder, and it unfortunately fell down and I could not pick it up off the floor. Okay, that was tough, and it took almost 2 minutes just to get into bed and into a comfortable position. I have to say, after this, I was actually pretty tired. This is a warning of a close-up picture of my incision site. What we have here is a series of metal clips holding the incision together. This will give you an idea of what to expect if you are getting surgery here. 10 a.m. and I'm trying to walk around just in my room for some movement and exercise. At this point, I feel a little more comfortable holding on to things to walk, like the end of the bed. I know that with small bouts of movement, this will only help me recover a little quicker despite being uncomfortable. I'm still really slow, bent over, and limping. Notice here something else on the floor, a piece of paper. Yet again, I cannot pick it up. "1 p.m., walking just a bit farther now, going halfway down the hall and back. Still hobbling and leaning forwards, but a little quicker. I'm also walking with my feet turned out a bit like a penguin so that there's minimal rubbing and squishing of the surgical site as it's quite sore. 2 p.m. Now here I am walking particularly slow because I'm coming back to my room from getting a refill on water, which was past the nurse's station, but I wanted to see if I could make it there and back rather than getting the nurses to bring it to me. I was sore by the time I returned. Okay, another warning of a close-up picture of my incision site. This is the second day after surgery and the nurse has taken off half the metal clips holding the incision together. I hardly feel a thing when the clips are being removed. 10 a.m. This morning I went downstairs to have breakfast, and after I hopped onto this exercise bike for 10 minutes. I had it on the lowest resistance and just pedaled slowly. This actually felt really good, and it was nice to have a view of outside. I always think it's a great idea to move in all different ways as it uses various muscles and pulls the surgery site a bit in different directions to minimize scar tissue buildup. 2 p.m. I've had lunch already, and as you can see, I'm walking around much quicker. And check this out. This time, taking me less than 10 seconds to get into bed. Checkout day, 7:30 a.m., 3 days after surgery. I wanted to show you how I recommend lifting something slightly heavier. Notice I brace with my left hand and then lift with my right. This way I lessen the core engagement, which makes it feel a little more comfortable and safer to lift something. I am moving a bit slow as my body is still a bit stiff from laying in bed all night, and putting on my socks and shoes are a little more challenging. I found it more comfortable to lift my leg up rather than lean forwards, but that's what worked for me. Last and final warning of a close-up picture of my incision site. This time the remaining clips have been removed. There are some indents from the clips, but there is actually a bit of relief with all the clips off now. The surgeon takes one last look and gives me the green light to check out. 10:30 a.m. I thought I'd get in some last movement here on this air bike. Now, the beauty with this is that you can just isolate with your arms. So if your legs are sore or tired and you just want to get your blood moving, you can just use your upper body. But you can also utilize both upper and lower simultaneously if you're up to it. I was fortunate enough to get one last meal before I left. Some warm cabbage soup, delicious curry chicken with rice and broccoli, satisfying rice pudding, and lastly some fresh berries. 12:30 and I'm done lunch and heading back to my room to get the rest of my things. I take the stairs and I can walk up fairly well now, alternating legs and without needing to hold on to the rail. It is pretty incredible that just a day earlier I could only go up the stairs with my left leg. It's actually pretty remarkable, the progression. Don't get me wrong, I still have discomfort, but it's at least manageable and I can be independent. I believe a big part of this is because I was in pretty good physical condition going into the surgery, and the stronger you are going into surgery, the quicker you will bounce back. I did have some help bringing my belongings to my car, as I have my luggage and also my camera equipment. As I mentioned, this was my second surgery at Shouldice, and both times my fellow patients, or my hernia family as I call them, have just been so friendly, interesting, and great to converse with. All the staff are so helpful and friendly, and it really made it a pleasure to stay here. I'm Jace, and that was my Shouldice experience. Like and subscribe to see my next video on my recovery when I return home.